What's up, everybody? It's PK Radiance. Just want to do a video. What you've probably seen right here in this video is my very first Onkyo surround sound receiver. It's the model, as you can probably see, is the TX-N515. Again, it supported USB. Setup mic there. Several HDMI connection ports. It supported upscaling for 4K. Well, as you can probably see, all the features are pretty much here. 7.1 in and 2 out for HDMI. Music streaming, the early ones, Pandora, MP Tunes, who actually uses that, but I think it even had Spotify. It had Spotify. And Rhapsody, very early, very the beginning. Actually also had the remote app through your phone, through Android or iPhone. Again, 4K scaling, instant preview technology, and again the 100 watt per channel. So I purchased this back in 2012. This was actually my first purchase I made on my credit card that I just got, and everything for the speakers and the receiver and the hookup and setup. It was about $1,100 back in 2012. I mean, it was a good machine. It has been a good machine. However, I experienced some PC issues about 2 weeks ago, and everything else, I've pretty much got everything restored and refreshed. However, I honestly thought it was my PC. So I basically, the way my PC is all-in-one, so it's pretty much a media player, everything, basically all on one and the screen. So I've been using that as actually my screen for when I play games or pretty much everything. And through the HDMI input from my all-in-one, I've had my receiver plugged into it to for video and audio as well. And after my computer had audio issues, and I'm actually thinking at first that, okay, something's wrong with my PC. Maybe there's a driver that I'm missing, or a driver that I had lost and I had to restore or re-download. So I'm going through all this for probably the past few days. Actually, this was before Thanksgiving, and I'm checking, and what's weird is it seemed like the audio would kick in, and then afterwards it would drop. I mean, not all of a sudden. While it's almost seemed like that when I was able to get it, it stayed on, but until I turn I turn my receiver off, I'm thinking, oh man, do I have it or will I get it? I mean, will I have it or will I lose it? And it seems like after powering my receiver off, I would lose it. I'm thinking maybe it's a bad connection. I'm thinking maybe it's the HDMI cable that's connected that's causing the issue. So I bought another cable, and actually I'm thinking the one that I had was still not good enough. I mean, this is 2.0 HDMI cable. It's from I got this from iBirdie. I mean, it's a 10-foot cable. It was about $15. Supposed to be one of the top of lines. This one is compatible for 4K and pretty much everything you pretty much need. So I purchased that. I'm thinking that because of maybe the updates and everything that I did to my drivers for my PC, that possibly the scaling for the 4K or some type of maybe a resolution setting is just not compatible and not making a very good or causing or generating a compatibility issue with my receiver. So I'm thinking that's the issue. Unfortunately, that was not the case. The issue is that so as I stated a little earlier, my Onkyo receiver, it seems like when I power the system down and after a while, wait a while, power it back on, it seemed to, work. or I would have power. I mean, I've always had video. There was never an issue with the video, but it was always the sound. And it seems like when the unit is down or off, it so it's cooled down for probably about maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then when you turn it back on after that time, nothing. There's no sound. Of course, you get video, of course, but there's no sound. And I'm like, what the heck? So I've tried rebooting the unit, resetting it, playing around with the speaker settings, audio settings, everything. I'm thinking it's maybe my inputs or something like that, but as it turns out, I did a little investigation online, and it turns out that this Onkyo model, a receiver, and a few other ones that were released back in 2012 to 2014 have some type of chip defect. So basically what happens is you lose sound and your networking ability. So when you hit the menu, when you hit the setup button to change your settings from menu, you are unable to select either. I mean, all you're able to do is, assign, your HDMI connectors, your sound and stuff like that, but you're unable to, you have no networking. You're basically unable to get on through the internet now. So basically, long story short, now since the unit is warm, I've had it on for the past 25 minutes. I've actually had my Wii U hooked up here, and now you can probably actually hear the sound through. Well, hold on. I don't know if you can hear it. You can probably hear that. I'm at the home menu, but yes. But basically, I don't know if. Hold on. So, yeah, that's Mario Kart 8. I'm booting up now, but yes, that's what she's doing now. Now since she's warm and everything's working. So apparently there's a chip or the HDMI inside the HDMI board that when it's heated, let me turn that down. When it actually is heated, it actually will cause circuitry to close and open, or allow the actual, I guess, or allow it to actually provide sound. So, and when it's cold, that circuitry will close off, or through some means it will become dead again. So that's why I've seen one video where someone used actually a UV light, had this cover removed off the unit, and had a UV light pointing directly onto the chip itself inside the board to allow it to heat up and stay working. And so, long story short, I went on Onkyo's website. Apparently, there's a customer care program that allows those that have purchased, like this model, for example, the 2012 model, the TX-N515 model, and onward up till about 2014. Apparently, these units have defective sound chips or HDMI boards, which cause the internet connectivity, and the lack of sound. So I finally found out what's wrong, and now basically what they're going to do, what they will offer is they will assess the value. So what I have to do is I have to turn in the serial number, the sticker actually. They're not accepting the unit itself. It don't seem like they're repairing these anymore, or taking them in or accepting them in. So what they're going to do is by me providing them the serial number or the label in an envelope, I have to mail it to them within 10 days. What they're going to do is they're going to knock off so they'll allow me the choice of 3 more updated receivers. So they allow me the choice of those 3 from their actual official store. I choose one, and what happens is the value of the current model that I have now, they're going to subtract that from the model that I'm interested in purchasing, which I've already got one picked out. And actually, this model doesn't support Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I would just be happy to have a unit that will be able to support Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. That would be epic. That would be awesome. But so now I'm going through that process now. I'll just have to mail it in. I have to mail it in, and So right now I got a unit that now, in the meantime, I guess I'll make do. I don't know if I want to just leave it on, but I mean, I hope I've taken, I've tried to keep it clean, try to keep it free of dust. As you, I mean, you know, you've got surface scratches from, you know, cleaning. You're gonna get those wiping it down. I know better. I wipe everything down with microfiber cloths now. Any electronics, no more paper towels, no more nonsense like that. But long story short, I like to think, if you guys can probably see, I try to keep it somewhat vented. I mean, to my understanding, I've seen people, they've made modifications to their receivers by installing a type of cooling fan to keep the processors and chips and the circuit boards and everything cool during use. But I haven't stacked anything on top of the unit. I mean, the good thing about the shelf is it's adjustable. So even though, as you can see, my Xbox One has plenty of room, what I can probably do is lower this to allow more ventilation, probably for the new unit that I'll be getting, or once it arrives. But yes, honestly, at the offset, I thought it was a PC. I thought it was an issue with my PC from sound, but apparently it wasn't. It was my receiver, man. And it's been a good receiver. You know, there's been a lot of, you know, good times playing music, listening to epic soundtracks, especially gaming, with this thing. And I just, you know, unfortunately, the Windows too late. They don't repair them no more, nor were they're probably just not going to pay for the shipping. They'd rather just get you to upgrade to a newer model. And apparently the model I'll be getting is a more later model. And that type of issue hopefully is not very prominent in the new issues. I mean, in the new models. So yeah, hopefully those issues won't be a problem. But yeah, since 2012, had this baby, and you know, she's done right by me. It's just one day, all of a sudden, boom, no music, no sound. I'm like, what the heck? So yeah, that's what happened, and that's what happened. And what's going on? That was my issue. So it's not my PC. It's my receiver. So those are the steps I'm taking, and that's the process that I'm going through. And hopefully, pretty soon. I mean, she works good. I mean, when she's warm, you probably hear it. She's good. I mean, she's good, but it's just, yeah. I'll just have to. You know, I mean, even once I get the new model, this one, I could probably, maybe in the future, I'll probably try to take it upon myself to maybe get it fixed myself. Probably have to order a board, or, you know, get the chip itself and get that fixed. Maybe in the future. And this one I'll probably keep, but yeah, but she's defective. So, but I'll just conclude the video and just say that yeah, guys, when you have a receiver or amplifier or any type of surround sound equipment, it's very hard to go back to your standard speakers, and that's old setup. Like, it's very hard to do. You know, I miss having that, you know, that ambience, and you really do. You miss it, and it grows on you over time, and you just can't really see yourself doing it or playing it no other way. So I'll just be happy to get another one. It's good they offer that program. Oh, however, to my knowledge, the program ends December 31st of 2018. So I pretty much, it's funny how this kind of happened almost near the end of that deadline. So I'm somewhat fortunate. I'm glad it happened now rather than later, and then I'll be stuck with nothing. So at least the value of this, I can, and, you know, they'll take off of a new model. So I'm happy for that. Alright guys, I've kind of went on a little bit long enough, and I'm going to end this video. But again, this is PK Radiance, or Super Jamario, whichever you choose to call me. And you guys have a good one. And if you can, if you're able or have the means, definitely invest in some type of surround sound or sound bar, especially with gaming. I mean, these developers, you know, they're putting so much effort into work into their music and these soundtracks, and guys, it's just, you know, it's hard. It's a shame if you, I mean, just to hear it through regular speakers, through your television. You know, if you can, if you're able, if you have the means, definitely get something decent. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be lavish or anything, but something basic. I mean, your average receiver, you can get something decent, probably a 5-channel receiver for probably maybe like 300, 400 bucks off of Amazon or probably eBay. But if you can, and plus, having multiple, HDMI ports for your, game consoles, your DVD, Blu-ray player, what have you, it's definitely a plus. So that's my story, and that's pretty much it. But yes, once again, I'm signing out. Everyone have a blessed one, have a good one, and take care. Later.